Put It By The Wall is the number one podcast nowhere in the world.
Yeah, I mean, at least this is where they come to be inspired and motivated, my brother.
Okay, you're not lying. You're not lying.
Amen.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Put It By The Wall.
Yeah.
The number one podcast nowhere in the world. Where we talk about things and stuff and everything that will get you excited. And today, we have, I want to say, the Iron Man of the Western Cape medical field. This man is bringing systems and technologies to you. You might not even know you've used it before. He is a athletic, innovative, idea-driven, results-driven. He is who I want to be when I grow up. We have Dr. Roland Kroukamp. Whoop, whoop. Like we say, all superheroes don't wear capes. And this man is one of the biggest without a cape. Sir, how are you today?
Thanks for the introduction. I'm very well. Thanks, and thanks for the invite.
Oh, we love spotlighting people like you.
Yeah.
People are inspirations in our community.
That's the jam. That's the jam.
I always say, when I go to the ILS, I have kidney failure, so I go on a regular basis. These people save my life every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I'm in hospital, whoever's there is saving my life. So I have great respect for you and your profession and the people that you impact, like myself, like Mr.
Yep.
Chronic Asthma over here as well.
Ja.
Mm-mm.
Leer me goed is op je verloor.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, sir?
Okay. Yeah, that introduction's a bit big. But superheroes and capes, I guess all of us, when we're small, that's what we all aspire to be.
100%.
But we all come from humble beginnings and we're just normal human beings. All that I had was an immense opportunity, which could have gone to anyone else. And I had to make it count, and things happen from there. But I don't think I should start there. And I think before we start the episode, we had a brief chat, and I always say, people think where you are in your life, it just happened. And it's not really like that. We come from somewhere, something happened. We all come through difficulty. We all come through challenges. We all come from a family. And maybe that's where I should start.
Yeah.
So I was born in Grabouw in the 1980s, 1980 to be exact. And I grew up in Grabouw. I'm the second youngest of 7 children. Big family, but the only one that had the opportunity to go to university. And I went to primary school in Grabouw at Kathleen Murray Primary. And my secondary school years was at Groenberg Senior Secondary School. Like I said earlier, all the schools that ends with a berg. It means it's a normal government school.
If you know, you know.
During the times when Grabouw was really just a little beautiful place. It's grown so much over the years. And a place that I always go to on weekends because my folks still stay there. And from your story about kidney failure, something very close to my heart. My dad was diagnosed with end-stage kidney failure more than a year and a half ago. And we lost him about 3 months ago.
Wow.
So that's still very close. When I looked at your arm, that was the first thing that came to mind. But probably the one person that had the biggest impact on the man that I've become. Biggest impact on my career. In the times when I was at school and I had to go to university in 1999, there wasn't money for me to be at university. And my dad, being a religious man, spiritual man, his words to me was always, you do what you do best. The rest will fall into place.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Keep the faith. And the person that taught me the principles of making decisions. So really the person that really drove me, and what you see here today is probably in his making.
A personification.
Wherever he is today, he must be smiling down on this. But that was just touching.
Yeah.
And in terms of your health journey. Went to university to give you a little bit of my academic background, since we spoke about careers and so on. Maybe just a little bit. A younger brother, 10 years younger than me. And hy's 'n regte laat lammetjie gewees. But the rest of the families is healthy. My mom is also in her 70s, is still going strong. And I'm very close to family because I don't think that where I am today, I would have been where I am
without
their support. Because when everyone writes you off, they are the people that stick with you.
That's in your corner, yeah.
So I went to university in 1999. I went to University of Stellenbosch, lucky to get in because in those times, there was still a lot of challenges politically, and so I was just super lucky to get in.
I wouldn't say it's luck.
Yeah, and everyone thinks that once you're successful in life, it's just because of plain sailing. It was easy getting there. It was easy to learn. Maybe something that a lot of people might not know. In my final year of medicine, I failed obstetrics and gynecology. My classmates, they passed, they moved on with their lives. But for someone that has never experienced difficulty or challenge in life, to come to that point
already,
and now you
stumble.
have to endure failure, whereas never in your life before you've always worked hard and you've succeeded. And probably one life-changing moment for me was to deal with adversity at that stage of your life, where you're at the pinnacle of, if you're younger, you would say almost making it. Now you're going to start working and earn income and give your parents some money, buy a car, things like that.
Independence. Yeah.
Yes. So now you're being yelled back for something like 4 months. And super difficult for me. First 2 months of those were super difficult for someone that has never ever been unsuccessful in anything in your life.
Yeah.
And to come at that level and experience that type of difficulty. But I've learned from it that sometimes things are already set out for you. And there are a lot of things that get thrown at you to see what your character is about. And there's always this thing that sticks with me is the will of God will never take you where the grace of God can't protect you. Something that always sticks with me.
Man smile, that's his words that he bring up.
And I had a long conversation with one of my ex school teachers. We had a long conversation one day in Somerset Mall. One of the teachers that always used to give you some positive input, some positive feedback, told her what happened. And she said to me, you know what? You've already achieved this. This was just a test to see if we give him difficulty, will he break or will he
does he have
get
the
up
resilience?
and come back? It builds resilience, definitely. And got over that, started working. You guys might know I was probably the second last group of medical interns that were placed at GFU Hospital in 2006. I did my internship there, went to Prodasop, did ComServe, stayed there for a couple of years because I liked the rural environment where people are really appreciative and you can really see you make a difference. People are super appreciative. And something that you don't find always, that yes, you're there to serve the public, but people don't always sort of show that appreciation. Like you can see and it's real.
Is that entitlement?
Yes. Decided to do family medicine, got into it, came back to Tygerberg as part of the Kailicha system. That was while they were still busy building the Kailicha Hospital. So we started off as a few wards in Tygerberg Hospital. And the last 2 years of my registrar time, the Kailicha Hospital opened and we were part of the first doctors that worked at Kailicha Hospital. And lo and behold, when I did my final year in family medicine, I failed again. And
this is at what age now?
This is 2013. That was 2013.
So 33. Am I right?
No,
Yeah,
I
what's
was.
your three?
Am I lying to you now? Yes. Yes, you're right.
No,
Yes, you're right.
if I'm
No,
not,
you're right.
if I'm counting right.
Because I'm
Yeah.
45.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And also difficult because you're at the point where you're becoming a specialist
You need to know.
and
Yeah.
you have to take a step back. So I'm a firm believer that things happen for a reason,
100%.
even if it's good or bad. And I redid the exam, then I passed the exam, became a specialist, worked in Robertson for 5 years before moving to Mitchell's Plain, where I'm still working at now. In June, I'm going to be working there for 8 years. When I moved back to Cape Town, before I moved back to Cape Town, I did a diploma in obstetrics from the College of Obstetricians of South Africa. And when I moved back that first year, I tried my luck on applying to do a MPhil in sports and exercise medicine via UCT, specializing in that. Because sport and physical activity has always been like a passion thing for me. Tried my luck at that, and I got in.
Look at that.
And I did academics. I'm still about to just finish off my research so that I can graduate. But I'm being abundantly blessed in how things fell in
the opportunities that came your way.
how it came, despite the obstacles, there was still a lot of good things happening. And we tend to sort of, and I'm one of those people at times where you can exaggerate a disappointment.
I just wanted to ask you, sorry to interject.
No, go for it.
I want to ask you, at this age and how things are going for you now, like, I mean this in every positive way possible. You're an overachiever. In not just the fact, besides the opportunities coming, because I mean that's it. The opportunities sometimes come around. It's
Yeah.
what you make of it. So you
Yeah.
can't take nothing away from
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
doing your thing.
Just about to say, yeah.
And I want to know, how do you, like, today in a normal day's work and those kind of things, how do you navigate failure? And how do we turn that into a lesson for somebody else that is going through something and they fail along the way? What would you say to that person? What is the best way to navigate failure?
Okay. The older you get, the wiser you get. And over the last few years, I've started more reflecting on the failures and the things that go wrong.
Okay.
And my thing for the youngsters out there is always don't look at success in terms of everything is going to go my way. Sometimes you need to look at success in a different way. It's like, if I can use a simple example, at work, there's a lot of negative. There's a lot of people that say, no, this won't work because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And the past couple of years, I've had this mindset of not this and this and this is the reason why it won't work. I would say, now give me 3 reasons how we
Why?
can circumnavigate
Those obstacles.
those negatives. Give me 3 possible solutions. Or give me a couple of solutions, because why I've stepped away from that negative mindset. Or can I say, not negative, like I would normally do it. Like if we do M&M's, mortality and morbidity meetings, people
Okay.
usually think it's a pakkie sessie. They think it's
yeah.
someone needs to be held accountable
People,
and we need to name drop. And
All
I
those
usually
things.
say, for the negative and the positives, I usually say, let's look at what was done well out of this so that we can create the positive environment.
The feedback
And after
sandwich.
that, we say, so what could have been done better, instead of saying what went wrong, what's the
Yeah.
negative stuff.
Yeah.
You need to create an environment for people to grow. If you keep it negative, people are going to hide mistakes.
Yes.
They're not going to come
People
forward,
Yes.
and they will be not willing to learn. And because you actually
that
created
culture.
that culture in which people won't grow. And many years ago, when I was university, I had a lot of those negative experiences
Yes.
during my undergraduate training,
Okay.
and it really it really left a mark on me. And I always say to myself, I will never do this if I have people that work with me and they have to learn from me or we have to learn from each other. I will never create that environment. But just to come back to your thing of youngsters that experience difficulties, I think it's useful always to share your own life experiences
100%
because you've gone where they still have to go.
Nice.
So share your life experiences. And I would say my challenges or my negatives has been huge. It's been, for me, it's been massive. I could have stayed down and never got up. I could have turned to drugs. And because why? How is this possible? I've worked so hard and at the pinnacle of things happening for me, it's just taken away. Like that kind of thing. So sometimes it helps if you share your own story because people look at you where you are now and they think it just happened.
Yes.
You never experienced hardships and things like that. So it helps sharing that. And it's okay to fail. It is okay to fail.
I would even go as far as
I always tell
saying
my classes,
it's necessary, as a matter of fact. Like,
become an expert in failure.
yeah,
It will clarify everything else for you.
Yes.
So now you know exactly what not to do.
talking about that, especially you talking about that, Nana. When I was supervising at the time, I always had this thing. I would always say, for the people that is when you're starting something new, the best time to fail is in the beginning because then people give you a little bit more leeway.
Sorry to break. Do you want it to be warmed?
It's fine.
Okay.
The best time to fail is in the beginning. So fail as much as you can. Like you
As
knew
quick
you
as possible.
like try everything that you can because you're more forgiven when you just started something and in the first phase of doing something. Is there any like you were mentioning that your father is your hero? And is there any like what was the saying that you said earlier on that he always told you?
The one of you do what you do best and the rest will fall in place. He's a very religious person. He was a believer in things will happen for you. If you work hard, things will come your way. So that's what he told me. And that was still in my matric year.
Early form of manifestation.
Because in that what do you call this thing? I do life coaching. So in my coaching, I have this thing where I have people create a family motto. Because even if anybody hasn't given it to us, I always feel like if you have the thought, then you are the chosen one to break the chains.
Yeah.
You're the chosen one to break the chains and you set the trend for the next generation coming. So mentioning that now, I'm remembering when I was in a tough time, and that family motto can sometimes carry you through that little,
100%.
navigate that failure and that, because sometimes a
You're
person
down
just
in the
get tired of
dumps,
pushing, man. Sometimes you get tired of pushing and you need something to hold you. What you say?
The motivation is now the people that's in your support system. That's in your immediate orbit. We do what we do so that they don't have to.
So one of the things when things really got tough, even with varsity, I used to drive home, go and have a chat with my dad. He was that person.
Yes.
Okay.
And he would
Fantastic.
know if you come home and things is not lekker, you come home, you go and sleep. He would know. He would leave you. He wouldn't say anything unless you engage him.
Yeah.
And the beauty about that was he will never tell you this is right and this is wrong. He will ask you the right questions. He
And let
will
you
guide you
discover
in
it.
conversation. He will never tell you this is right and this is wrong. And for me, that was important because in the end, I still had to make decisions about what I want to do.
Yes.
But he wasn't forcing anything down on me. But through his questioning and his conversation, he was
Kind of make you
guiding.
reflect as well.
Enlightened you.
He
Yes.
make you reflect.
But that's
He was
the
doing
best.
the guiding. Yeah.
Beautiful.
The best teachers do that.
Because people, and specifically young people, it's difficult for them. Someone else tells you, you have to do this. And somehow in their mind, they differ, but they can't see the difference.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense. It's like where in the working environment, if someone differs from what I'm suggesting, I would say, fine, let's compromise. Let's meet each other halfway.
Nice.
Justify.
Nice.
Why do you want to do it like that?
Because why? If what you suggest works and it comes down to the same thing, the same result, which I suggested, by all means, just justify why.
Yeah.
If your reason is spot on, I don't have a problem with it.
As long as
But
you're
we
doing it
need
properly.
to,
There needs to be communication.
yes, that's super
that's it.
important.
Yeah. I do have I have a question I wanted to ask you from your what are the kids called that like this called from your aura, just your vibe.
Mhm.
I want to ask, what for all of this that happened, what was the catalyst? This is going to take you back now, in down the years. What was the catalyst to you deciding, yeah, I want to be the first one to go to university. I want to be the first one to be a doctor in my family. I want to innovate. Where did that mentality come from? Because I know you've won quite a few awards in innovation.
So
How did it start?
So the thing is, it's very long time ago. There was no like definite. The one thing I can tell you, when I was at school, I knew I had one chance to do anything because there's no failure is not an option. Once you commit, you have to push
All or
through.
nothing.
It's a all or nothing. So for me, it was that thing. It wasn't really from when I was at primary school, to be honest. I was very impressed by the police and the big guns. That was sort of my thing. That was most of my toys. But when I went to high school, something changed. Obviously, a lot of people will say this in medicine. Oh, I always wanted to help people. But the specifics about that, I knew that I wanted to be in the healthcare space. And if I get in, I'm going to go in all in.
Yeah.
There wasn't a specific event like a family member or anything like that. Nothing like that. My thing was just whatever you do, you need to be passionate about it. And that's what I'm telling a lot of young kids nowadays. Parents want you to be a lawyer, but you're artistic and you've got skills in music, but they veer you away because it's not a real career. Whatever you do, you need to be passionate about it. And I always say this thing, if you do whatever you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life because you will just be awesome in doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
And medicine, when you start, it's tough. And I have to tell you this because for me, this is quite significant. So my brother, a second oldest brother, he's a qualified quantity surveyor, but he was at Pentec. And then I was in grade 4, that's standard 2. He decided, no, we need to buy chips and sweets and we need to sell it to make a profit so that we can have pocket money. And he was at Pentec that time. He started, I was in grade 2, started with him, walking with your box, with your sweets and stuff that you sell. If you've ever been to Grabouw village on a Saturday, so there's more than 100 farms in Grabouw.
Yes.
So on a Saturday, everyone comes to shopping.
So
there's
everybody
buses from
congregates.
every farm with people that comes to shopping.
Nice.
So we started that with something like a 200 Rand cash flow. We started that process. And over years, it grew to something like 5,000 to 7,000 Rand. And 40% of that is profit that we could pocket.
Yeah.
We started very small. So every weekend I was there selling stuff in the buses,
Nice.
where the buses is, in between the people.
just
You had
walking
your
around,
spots. And over time, some of my schoolmates started joining, some of my friends in the street.
Oh,
We're like 5.
diversified it, yeah.
We're like 5, and it's like a competing thing over who makes the most. You get 2 Rand, a profit on every 10 Rand that you make. So and if you make more than 200 Rand, there's an extra 10 Rand you get on top of that.
Oh.
So that was many years ago. It was actually
That was
a lot of money.
lot of money.
that-
I was
you
just
know
thinking, and that was in the 80s. Huh?
And that's that in itself is a catalyst, and being around that type of people,
Entrepreneurial spirits.
So that went on until I was 5th year medicine
What?
at varsity.
So you
5th
ran
year.
a business for 20 years.
5th year.
and it stayed in Grabouw.
Yes.
Okay.
So we then got a plot to have a store where we've got a fixed setup in a mobile
what's it?
setup.
Julle wat
it
so
grew quite
complain,
big.
ek wil niks hoor. nie.
Yeah. So it became quite big. And then until 5th year, where on weekends I had to work in the hospital.
Okay,
I
so
couldn't
it
go
was,
anymore. But
Oh,
you know what that did was communication skills,
Yeah,
dealing
leadership.
with different people.
Yeah.
And probably my biggest weapon today in anything that I'm doing is people, working with people.
Yeah.
And working with people can be difficult. Communicating with people can be
Can be
difficult.
very much so.
And that was actually one of the things that for me cemented me in terms of communication,
It was foundational, yeah.
having to communicate with people. And it added a lot of value
Yeah.
for me in terms of medicine.
Mm.
You asked me a question. I might have missed that question because I went like a big way around to tell you about it.
I
asked the
think
question?
he asked the catalyst
Yeah.
of your
Oh,
success. Yeah.
the catalyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Brown.
And for me, it was just that communication skills and the knowledge that I've gained over time. It just grew. And you just start loving it more and more the more you explore about it.
Yes.
Then the more
And-
information you come.
Yes, and the specializing on top of that was just the things that I became passionate about. That's the things that I
That
started
big-
specializing. And so for me, that just became easier and easier. The innovative side of my work came. It only started the last 8 years when I came to Mitchell's Plain.
Okay.
When I came to Mitchell's Plain, obviously people had a lot to say in terms of, you really want to work there? It's busy.
Yes.
You won't survive. You're going to
Yes.
burn out. And I said, at this stage, I need a change from where I worked in Robertson as a family physician. And it will be different to that.
A different
But
experience.
it will grow me in a different way. It will teach me new skills. And I was open to
To
that
learning.
new environment and changes. Where the innovation come in is I had a facility manager that said to me, even if you turn the system upside down and we get a better outcome,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. As long as you believe in it, I'll back you.
Oh,
She
okay,
create the
yeah.
environment for
Beautiful.
me to think out of the box. She created the environment for me to effect change. And as long as he's part of the process, he sees that it will benefit
There's the
patients.
tangible results.
Because with whatever we do, it has to benefit the
the end
patient.
user. Yeah.
If it doesn't benefit the patient, then
What's the
we
point?
shouldn't do anything.
Yes.
She allowed me the space, and over time, like I said, it was like, in one of my friends that's entrepreneur also does that, and I heard that from him first. That wherever people see a problem, an obstacle, he sees an opportunity to make a business.
That is what I'm on.
And that's profound words because why? That also opened my eyes to, we've got a lot of challenges at Mitchell's Plain because we serve a community that's close to 1 million. Of being only one community healthcare center besides the hospital. We obviously have City of Cape Town clinics, but the community health center,
They
probably
can
the
get over-
biggest in the Western Cape, if not in the country. In terms
Wow.
of numbers, it sees
Oh.
about 22,000 patients a month.
That's the new facility that was built there
No.
recently.
No, but Mitchell's Plain Hospital?
Opposite,
but
the,
the-
They
okay,
were
yes,
sharing-
yes,
they
okay,
were
sorry,
sharing-
sorry,
opposite
yeah.
the town center.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And okay, but that is a massive.
Every day it's about 1,000 pairs of feet in that facility. So
Wow.
with a lot of pressure everywhere and people experience that it's chaotic, it's a lot of opportunity. And the busier it is, the more opportunities it is. That's how I look at it.
Test the hypothesis. Yeah.
So over time, where people see a problem, it's to flip that and see what's the opportunity in this.
Yes.
So that's where the innovations are, because the healthcare system is fluid. It's constantly
Yeah.
changing. If you are stuck on doing the same stuff for years and years, you're going to be
Same
left behind.
results.
The system is going to collapse. The system changes all the time, and you need to try and come up with smarter ways to do certain
Like we
things.
were like before we started the recording, we were speaking about that, meeting people where they are. Like especially this kind of thing. And driving the message, driving this kind of message, innovation, hard work, and all these kind of things to following your passion, and you'll never work a day in your life. the medium right now is, it used to be what do you call this thing where the people to speak on stage? It used to be motivational speaking. I mean that still
TED
has
talks and things like that.
it still has its place and it still exists, but
Now,
most people are on their phones.
nowadays,
So
yeah.
what I've seen was, I've seen people with YouTube pages that I follow and listen to, where they just sit and they talk.
Yeah. There's a
They sit and they talk. So it's like, so that's the medium. I just wanted to drive your point home that
There
you need
is
to
a-
meet people where they are. Before you ask
no,
the
no, I
question,
just want to ask you. I just want to say
Okay.
there's a market
for
everything.
everything, yes.
For everything.
Yeah, we always say this is also a joke, no? This is a tangent. There's a market for everyone, no?
Yeah.
And there's a person for everyone.
Yeah.
100%.
There's somebody feeling lonely out there. Or
Yeah.
there's someone that feel they got the bald head. There's someone that likes
Yeah.
bald heads.
Yeah.
There's someone for someone.
every-
The only reason I say that is it's another tangent. The only reason I say that is because when we're doing research on podcasts and whatnot and designing, and
Yeah.
I found more than 1,000 websites dedicated solely to cats. Cat shoes, cats in sweaters, cats on walls, cats in pictures, cats in cups, cats in microwaves. Everyone has like
Yeah.
more than 10, 20,000 people visiting their sites.
Yes.
Just before we
Yeah.
go any further, the next segment is brought to you by Arate Shields Development,
Ooh,
where all your digital needs
every single
get
one,
met.
every single
Just
one.
give them a quick list.
You want your ebooks, logos, website design,
Yes.
business design,
Yes.
business admin documents, any single thing you need, everything is custom, guys. Check it out, link in the description.
And there we go. So the next segment is called Talk to the Wall.
Mm.
So basically in Talk to the Wall, what we do is we put on our statuses and everywhere. We want people to send us a voice note. We've never heard the voice note before, so
Let's
it's
get-
gonna be a shock to us or so.
I'll get
But-
sent by our social media guy.
Yeah, whoever sends the voice note, they send it to him or they send it personally to us, and we play the voice note live on the show. So we don't know.
We do apologize for any
No, I don't think it's gonna be
language
so.
that
I don't think it's gonna be that hectic.
across of
Because now it's taking us up. It's like,
We do
whoa.
apologize for any
Things is
language,
getting real.
but let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna play the voice note through my phone.
Sure.
Okay, that's it.
Just put it louder.
Go up to the mic.
Good afternoon, guys, or good evening, guys. What are your takes on parents not taking responsibility for their children and blaming teachers on the children's faults when at school?
Okay, so if I heard correctly,
look.
he's asking
That's a big
what are our takes on parents not taking responsibility
Ability.
when the kids are doing things, obviously naughty things at school.
I actually saw literally this afternoon I was on TikTok doing research. Yeah. I saw a video where this man is chasing this boy into a house and he's running and shouting. From all intents and purposes, it looked like the man wants to attack the child and whatnot. But as he's knocking on the door, the boy's father opens the door and they arguing. And then but the boy that ran now, he's the bully. He was bullying another boy. He's bullying him for months now already, and they have video evidence and the school meetings and all the stuff. And the father was arguing they should obviously time lapse, but for 10 minutes there you can see we're arguing, pushing each other, and saying he was saying, I raised my child properly. He didn't do this. He will never do that. He knows his values. He knows his, and it was a decent looking boy. He had everything was tucked in and whatnot, but you don't know. That was just the premise of it.
What do you think?
So my thing is, it's the same as for health, eh? I always say that health starts at home, meaning that we can't look after you if you don't look after yourself. So you need to have good habits, follow the right things, do the right things. Being raised in education central to that.
Yes.
I mean, we were just having a big workshop today, and people don't realize that healthcare is in isolation.
Yes.
People need lots of education in order to be able to make right choices in terms of their health. So, gezondheid begin by die huis. It starts with you, it starts at home. The same with education. You teach the child values at home, that comes from the parents. The educator at school needs to educate.
Yes.
And in
Academic.
terms of the manners and behavior,
Yes.
that is your job at home to make sure that that's in place.
Yes.
Because the teacher can't be doing that as well at school.
Mm.
That's why
There's-
teaching is so difficult.
Mm.
But there's certain responsibilities on parents, and then there's other responsibilities falls on teachers.
Yeah.
Mm.
On that
And that-
note, I just wanted to ask you. On that note, you are a busy man. You do a lot for the community, for your facility, and I can see you're quite active. How do you? I like to ask people this question, especially on the podcast, because this is for me as well. Like
Yes.
how do you navigate everything with family time? So like, could be at the end of the day, you don't want to leave your passions behind. You don't want to not do those things.
Mm.
So you want to have your passions, you want to have your little projects on the side,
Yeah.
but you also want to have a healthy relationship with your children, and you want to have a healthy relationship with your wife or your
Yeah.
partner. How do you navigate that?
I think that's really important question. If I can just, by answering that, let me sketch you 3 years back before my daughter was born, Gianna.
Oh.
I used to still do my own training after work. I could come and do my training. I could do weekends running the line for Hamilton's. I was team physician for Hamilton's rugby club right next to the
Nice.
stadium for 3 years.
What?
So I literally resigned when Gianna was one, when it really became too difficult to do an injury clinic on a Monday at the club when they practice, and a Saturday I have to be there for the game. I have to be there 2 hours before the game and an hour after the game. That's 5 hours of my day.
Yeah.
And then it was really not about the money. It was about being submerged in a team environment. Did lots of games as a sideline medic or a stitching doctor for the Stormers at URC, Heineken Cup. That was probably a year ago.
Yes.
We used to work at Cape Epics as part of the medical team. FNB,
Oh.
Wine to Wales, HSBC Sevens, a few other international events, Under 20 World Cup rugby.
The-
I worked there as part of the medical team as well. So I did all of these things outside of my normal job,
Mm.
which is
Just like
Monday to
nice
Friday.
little-
So it was a lot of time away from
From home.
home. And that also sort of impacted on my own looking after myself, spending time with myself
Yeah.
in terms of cycling. Cycling is my big
It's your passion,
go-to
is, yeah.
hobby. I rarely run. I sometimes run just for the variety, and then lots of strength and conditioning training. Both on road biking and mountain biking, I do both. Nowadays, I spend more time on a trainer than actually out on the
And
road.
then actually outside.
So Gianna's increased now just for over a month. She used to stay with Oma in
as she should.
where we would drop her off. It's quite enjoy Chris, which is a nice relief for us because we tried that last year and it didn't go well.
Okay.
Once again, not every craze fits every child. It's different crazes for different children. So we need to find something that fits her. So what happens now is literally almost all our weekends,
Spend
my
with her.
weekend, my wife's weekend belongs to
to her.
her.
It must be, yeah.
But now also I can get time on a weekend, early morning before she gets up to go and cycle. Or now during weekdays, I get up at 5 so that I can spend time on the trainer or I can do some strength and conditioning training.
Oh.
Because 6 o'clock we start getting ready to
Yeah.
actually leave. She goes to Chris at 7 o'clock, but we usually get up at 6. She
Prep
usually
and all.
wakes up between 6:15 and 6:45 on her own. Hopefully by then we've done all the stuff we needed to do.
Then it's just getting dressed and whatnot.
Getting dressed and and sometimes I get time to train in the afternoon, but that's an essential component. Something that I did last year was when I didn't get time to train at home, I would go early to work, and the first half an hour of my time at work, I would go and jog around the inside perimeter of the facility because it's not so safe outside. I would do that for half an hour just to get my bit of stress management in.
Basically, time management.
You need to adapt. If you work in a building and it's got stairs and you're not able to train at home,
Always take the
take your
stairs.
lunch
There
hour.
we go and use it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you need to.
that's
I need to be clever now and be like a opportunist. When there's a gap. If she
find
sleeps in
it,
the
yeah.
afternoon, I can quickly go and slip outside with the
Well, you
cycle.
answer that question perfectly.
Because when I'm on a bike and she sees me putting on a helmet,
She wanna go with
she'll pull her bike closer.
yeah.
That's
A three-wheeler.
beautiful.
She'll pull it closer.
And then that's the time spent together.
Yeah. She would pull a three-wheel closer. And
Like it's time
she
to go.
can't ride it properly outside. So then that's why I need to take the opportunity when she's asleep until she can ride a two-wheel bike on her
Yeah.
own. Otherwise, we'll just do it outside in the yard. But it's spending a lot of time. And she does a lot of sporting stuff now. Like on a Saturday morning,
That's
she would,
fundamental. Yeah.
if I'm not there, my wife would take her, or the two of us would go. Take her. She belongs to a club that a cousin is doing gymnastics, so she's now taking a liking to it.
Okay.
So they call it
yeah.
gym animals. A lot of kids of her, and they get taken through a routine and so on. So we're keeping her busy, and at school she also has got activities like play ball activities and ballet and things like that.
Okay.
So you enroll her for all that because it develops skills.
Yes.
But she keeps you busy.
And social skills as well. Yeah.
She keeps you busy. Whenever you drove past a park,
you must stop.
she wants to explore different parts. But I mean, you've got to be an opportunist and look after your own well-being.
Beautiful.
I want just one more question.
No, I don't.
What's next? What is your next project? So while you've been speaking, it looks like you are the person that's gonna invent nanobots and I'm gonna build the Iron Man suit.
That's a beautiful question because I have a
where people can
great follow-up for that.
Where people can put chips in their backs and stuff like that.
So the thing is, if you look at most of the things that I'm doing are related to the healthcare system because I've been in it for so long. And there is, you guys might not know it, but there's a big drive, specifically in the Western Cape Department of Health, into digitizing a lot of the systems that's manual. And I'm involved in some of those projects. I don't know if I can say it, or I don't think it's.
Let's not get anybody in trouble.
I don't think it's like a big secret, but I'm working as one of the lead clinicians on a project to build an ambient AI scribe for the department, which we will test at Measles Plain CHC to build baseline data. Obviously, they got a big donation, and they've got a timeline to build at least a baseline product, which I think is super exciting because you can just think about it. If you don't have to write notes and it dictates everything, so that you can actually spend time. A 5-minute consultation will feel like half an hour because I'm fully engaged without having to write anything.
There's less admin.
So that's something exciting that's coming. There's a lot of digital things that's happening. A lot of things that we're doing differently. Some of them we've implemented at Measles Plain CHC, which other facilities are wanting to adopt. So we're sharing a bit of ideas, and because it's so busy. For me, the nice thing is if you work with a team that, I think my team of senior doctors that I work with has been there for the last 8 years. And it's amazing to see how all of them now start thinking problem solving as well. And coming up with their own ideas.
Beautiful.
So it doesn't feel like I'm the person, because we're trying to build capacity. You're trying to build capacity. If I'm not there, someone else will easily fill in.
We're always pushing that, yeah.
So you want to build sustainability and longevity and going digital with everything. And nowadays, everyone wants to use digital systems. You have a smartphone. I can do pretty much everything on my smartphone.
On your phone.
I can do consults. I can do referrals, everything on my smartphone. So there's a lot of digital stuff that we're doing because we want to go completely paperless, because that's the way to go.
Yeah,
but in terms of, I don't know what's next, but in my own private capacity, there's always this thing that I can do something, I can do much more in terms of ideas to, not really a side hustle, but I believe somewhere there is a viable, innovative way for me to actually create a business. That's just always been with me. I've never really acted on it, but there's this urge, and you don't want to move fast with it. But there's so many ideas, and I haven't nailed one down. But I think a lot of people are happy with where they are in life,
Mm.
and I can never settle for where I
Yeah.
am. It's not about money. It's about
purpose.
evolving. It's about enrichment. It's about discovering what you're actually capable of in your full potential. Because I don't believe I've reached my full potential, because there's so much more where I actually want to get my mind around learning more about other things than just, even if it's in medicine, not just a business, but even if it's in medicine. But I believe there's something out there, and it's just about nailing it down. But
Finding
that causes
that,
quite a
yeah.
bit of uneasiness
Yeah.
within you, if you know there's so much more you can give, but you just haven't found that perfect medium.
yeah.
And you know what, no?
Speaking to the right people.
I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, no, because that's a feeling, and it's something that I wrestle with. Like, everybody in both of our lives, we've been friends since standard 7 in high school. What grade is it? Whatever.
Grade 9.
Grade 9.
Yeah.
Grade 9. That's like what's
So-
almost 20 years, just over 20
Yeah,
years.
so everybody that knows us, like, was can still city, like there's always something that we
That-
need to do and we
yeah.
want to do, and we don't always have the resources and stuff like that, but we still keep it moving. Which brings me to the follow-up that I was speaking about to his question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a statement, and then you tell me what you give me your mind on it.
Sure.
So the statement is: innovation needs resources.
I can't fully agree with that. And I'll tell you why. I've got this thing of low hanging fruit. If I look at the healthcare system, again, as an example, we've got systems. And sometimes tweaking, adjusting, and adapting exact same system by using the existing resources, not
Nice.
something new,
Nice.
You just zhuzh it up.
you can get a different result.
Ah.
We've recently done an innovation like that. We've recently done an innovation like that, in terms of we've got a system where you're able to actually see what, if a person has attended the public healthcare system, like the provincial system, any clinic in the Western Cape, if I log onto that system, I can see exactly where you
All
were,
your
what you
data.
received.
Are you saying that is being implemented, or
We
is
have
there's
something like
already-
that.
that is beautiful?
We've got an SMS function from it. So what we've picked up is that since last year already, that our outpatients department is always booked 3 months up in advance. So if you come now and you're looking for a doctor's appointment, you won't get
You
one
won't, because
within
it's
3
so
months.
full.
So sometimes we see patients that's walk-in, that's unbooked, which we're working up, that's got a condition, but we're not quite sure. So we need to take bloods, and we need to have them back within the next 2 weeks or 1 week to actually give them the results. But because our system is so clogged up for 3 months, and because of the 1,000 pairs of feet in the facility every day, what we've done is we've used that SPV because it's got the SMSing function,
Okay.
which is it comes from the Western Cape Department of Health and Wellness. So what we then did was we designed a MS Teams form. MS Teams is freely available to us.
This year.
Not MS Teams, Microsoft Forms. It's freely available to us. And we created a form that asks 6 questions: name of patient, folder number, 2 contact numbers, the background reason for the bloods, in what bloods,
Okay.
and which doctor took the bloods. When you submit it, it pulls through to an Excel spreadsheet, which is saved on SharePoint. So all the doctors on our WhatsApp group has got access to it. And then on a day when the doctors post call between 8 and 10 in the morning, they check the last results. Where the last results was checked, if the result is normal, and when you take the blood and you do the form, you warn the patient they're going to get a call from us or an SMS, so that they are expecting the call,
Yes.
and not they get surprised.
Yes.
And you take 2 contact numbers, because contact numbers are a big issue.
Yes.
Patients
It can
change
get
their
lo-
numbers every 3
Yeah.
months.
Mhm.
So when the Excel spreadsheet, when you have got access to the Excel spreadsheet, you check the bloods is normal. You can SMS the patient out of SPV, and when you connect the number, you can check on the list the number that's on the system is it's the right number. If
It
it's not,
correlates
you can put in the new number, and that way indirectly you update the contact details
for everybody else.
as an indirect spin-off of the
Nice.
process. You send the SMS, and there are minimal patients where we actually have to phone them. to say,
Everybody
"Come
responds.
in."
Yeah.
In that way, we sort of created a partial telemedicine setup.
Okay.
Remember, it costs patient money to get to the facility, take
Yeah.
off from work.
Look.
It's notoriously
yeah.
unsafe in Mitchell's Plain
Mm.
for that reason. And for the last 6 months, we've managed 30 patients like that per month.
Mm.
It might seem little, one a day,
But in the grand
but
scheme.
in the greater scheme of things, it makes a huge difference, specifically for that patient being exposed to cost,
Yes,
safety risk,
Saving all those
and it actually creates then a order tool for us. Should someone inquire about results, maybe they've SMS'd and the person didn't get it, or the phone got stolen, and someone comes and they inquire about the results. Because we've got the digital register, you can go and have a look.
and see
and-
all this
And
information.
all the information
Yes.
is readily
And,
available.
and
That's
whatever you've
wonderful.
discussed, whether you've SMS'd or the patient should be referred or that, the doctor checks the result, write their name there digitally, and they write what the plan was.
Mm.
So that gives us a digital tool to do even auditing if we have an issue with lab costing that they complain about. All of a sudden it skyrockets. I can go to the list and see who's this person.
What
Is
the,
there one particular person that does it? Why does it happen? Is there something nuanced that's changed? And is it indicated? So if there's irrational behavior in terms of request, then we can address it one-on-one.
Damn.
There's a lot of spin-offs from one thing, but essentially it helps us decongest the facility. It's better for the patient. We can give them results earlier. If there's a problem, we can consult them earlier
Nice.
and refer them quicker than waiting for after 3 months.
Yeah,
Yes.
So we use Microsoft Forms, which is freely available to
yeah,
us.
the Google
That's got
form. Yeah.
the webs that's got government email addresses. SPV is freely available to us, and the
Oh, that's-
SMSing function
it's-
is in SPV.
That's
And when
already
you
embedded.
send that SMS, it stays on record
Nice.
on the SPV system. So anyone else that's got access to SPV can actually go and log in and see,
And
but
they already
This
so
was
and
the
so
last.
patient
This was the last follow up and so,
So-
forth.
damn, that's
that's existing. That's the low hanging fruit I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Mm.
It's things that is within the system, but you just need to do a little bit of thinking to see how can we
make it
use
better.
existing resources and get a different outcome.
So maybe it can be. Maybe we can tweak it, or
Yes.
we can even take something away. It
Yes.
doesn't always
or
need to
add
be.
something.
It doesn't
or-
always need to be adding, because
Yeah,
normally when you think
Yeah.
of innovation, you always
We
think of
think
adding
adding
something
something.
to it. Yeah.
breaking it down completely.
The nice thing about it is that all the clinicians are very familiar with all of those systems. It's not something new for them to learn.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Nice.
it's based off an system.
Yes. So,
Um.
so they're familiar with it, so it's easy to adopt because they know it. If you give them something new,
You go
It's
through
gonna take
training, workshops, all
All the
those things.
jazz again. Yes.
so yeah, that's why I'm saying innovation isn't. Yeah, it
It doesn't,
doesn't require.
necessarily need the resources.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to get us to the next segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I started speaking and I lost my own train of thought. That happens sometimes. So the next segment is brought to you by Party Pinnacle, where cool people come to party. So if you're looking for a liquor place to throw your next 21st,
Craft parties,
staff parties,
weddings.
bachelor parties, bachelorette parties.
We do not provide any strippers. Just letting you guys know.
By the way,
Mm.
so the next segment is called Confess to the World. So basically, confess to the world means we want you to let go of something.
Unburden yourself.
Unburden yourself. We like to bring people exclusive information that they've never heard before. It can be anything. It can be something where you were 5 years old and you stole a 1 rand, or you stole someone's gatties, marbles.
Mm.
Or it can be something where you did something completely ridiculous, but please don't incriminate yourself. Because if you get into jail, we are not gonna bail you out. So yeah, confess.
Mm.
Fun
Anything you can think of.
fact. Fun fact. When just before I went to high school, one of our neighbors, the boy was actually building wire cars. And I was very interested, and day after day I watched him do it until I could build it myself. And I built quite a lot. Built trucks, built buses, jeeps, cars, and Formula One cars, built.
You took it to the next level.
I was just about to say now.
They were doing laying pipes in our street with, those caterpillars with the chains on. But you do
Oh.
get the ones with the wheels,
Okay.
Mm.
with the one that dig holes with the
Yeah.
different levers.
Mm.
Yeah. So I built one of that with wheels while they were, I was looking at it while they were laying the pipes. And just one day I just rocked up and I had my own one.
Yeah,
And they were quite surprised. Yes, with the levers and everything. You can make it mechanical. So, yeah.
You
Stole
I think a
like-
lot of people
so
don't
I-
know anything about it. Everyone thought I was going to do engineering because
You were
I
inclined.
were always doing.
your technical proficiency.
I think
immaculate.
a
I
look-
will say, overachiever now seems like an understatement.
I think your talent is innovation and problem solving.
But also adapting.
Because I just wanted to say now, because it seems like wherever you would have ended up, you would have done good there because you are good at problem solving, breaking things down, creating nothing from something, the no resources but innovating from there. So I think wherever you would have gone, wherever you would have ended up,
you would have ended up here on the podcast.
You would have ended up here on the podcast, even if you weren't engineer. So this was serendipity. It was meant to happen.
It was meant to happen. Yeah.
You know what? No, this was again. I know we sometimes say it loosely or whatever. Maybe not even loosely, but this was a beautiful podcast. You shared great information and also
Very innovative.
a lot of information about the healthcare system that I didn't know.
100% behind the scenes stuff.
Behind
Yeah.
the scenes stuff. Because I just want to ask you one more thing before we go. One more thing before we go. Like, you know, when people say the health center, the health centers and stuff like that around Cape Town and whatever, there's a negative connotation with it. They have this thing that the staff is not trying, and they're not always taking into consideration the amount of patients and the amount of work you guys need to do, and how tirelessly you need to work. So I just wanted to ask, like, what would you say to those people that have that kind of negative connotation when they say healthcare and then immediately have a negative reaction to it?
They generalize, yeah.
I would ask the following. Who gets up in the morning, let's say health professional, and think to themselves, how am I going to make people's lives miserable today at work? Because I'm asking myself that question when sometimes there's valid complaints, but there's also just irrational complaints.
Entitlement.
And there are sometimes staff that is out of line when they speak to people. I agree. It happens. And it probably happens anyway. And I can't make excuses for that. But there's a lot of people that complain about the healthcare system. And many a times it's because of a lack of the background knowledge, the
Of
understanding.
understanding.
For instance, at emergency centers, sometimes you wait long. You probably heard about.
No, you must.
You probably heard about triage scores and things like that.
Yes.
In an emergency center, it's the sickest person gets helped first.
Yes.
Whether you were first and you are green,
If you
you're
green,
going to wait.
yeah.
So sometimes it's also a lack of understanding of
And
that system.
frustration, yeah.
And what we can do is just feed the public more information. I mean, we had a discussion today that Mitchell's Plain, the whole of Mitchell's Plain has got a WhatsApp channel. And that were born when we were sitting in a meeting and I was asking the question, what platform can we create to communicate to the community without them using that platform to actually complain back?
Yeah,
But we're
yeah.
feeding
Like
them
one channel,
information.
Yeah, as a one-way
channel. Yeah.
So we've got a channel that used to be Mitchell's Plain CHC, and then they decided it should be for the whole of Mitchell's Plain because the department doesn't allow anyone else to open channels. So we share relevant information according to, we've got a healthcare calendar.
Okay.
And there's very few people on it, but we've sort of spoke again about the strategy to make a video, share it on the TikTok platform,
We are
share
your
it on community groups. Short video just to explain why people should sign up to the channel.
And
Like we've got flooring renovations at the CHC. So there's a bit of disruption. So notices like that we'll post on the channel so that when
Public
people come
service
to the
announcements.
facility,
They know
actually
beforehand. Yeah.
they know. So there's platforms like that. But one thing I must tell you, and that's something that in the public health space we have to work on, as public health facilities, we are very poor at communicating with the communities we serve. outside of the facility.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time, when things have changed, they only find out when they get to the facility.
I see.
But
Fair enough.
but we're not communicating enough. And one other thing that I said one day when I've got time, that's something that I would love to do, is to have a hotline, an open hotline
Where people
for the
can
whole
just-
of Mitchell's
yes.
Plain, where sometimes the child has got diarrhea and the mum comes to the emergency center just to find out this is a sugar salt solution.
Yeah.
Whereas people can phone in and ask, oh, my child, this is wrong with my child. Should I really bring my child in? Something else that I can do.
Okay.
We don't
You
have that.
okay. Yeah.
That's
We
innovation
will-
right there.
We will get, I mean, and my concept for that was give me headphones that's connected to a cell phone with a
And
hotline.
create a
And,
call center.
yeah.
I can still
as I'm
see my
going-
patients, but if a call comes through, I can isolate myself and walk outside
Mm.
and
And
answer whatever the query
just
is.
take a 2 minutes, 3
You
minutes.
can use your senior medical officers that's
I-
more experienced. Every day a different one. Start the process like that. See what the hit is.
Mm.
Because why? That doesn't exist. A hospital has got a switchboard,
Mm.
but nowhere
one.
that someone can phone for
That
advice.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that is a
yeah.
beautiful idea. I hope your colleagues are listening, and even the people that you don't know that you wouldn't even think is
Whoever
listening.
wants to fund it,
Because that does sound
come now.
that does sound like something that
No,
can
but
work.
it's
Like a call center where the people
Almost
can
like that.
where the people can call in. You know, they have like digital consulting nowadays and that kind of thing.
I'm thinking of retreat hospital.
Mm.
It would be, especially for them, it would be a complete different, to make the whole experience so much different. If people had the information to say, hey, on this days, this is going to be full, on this days,
Yes.
this days is for pregnant women, for this, that.
Because
All of those
it's
things.
also, if every facility can have something similar, because you know your system,
Yeah.
you'll be the expert. It
Mm.
makes it easy if someone inquires about this at your facility.
Yes.
Because you're the expert.
You
You
deal
wouldn't
with it, yeah.
necessarily know anything about another facility.
Ah.
But
But-
for us in Mitchell's Plain, that serves such a vast community,
We experts.
it will make a big,
Yeah.
it will make a
to
massive
make a
difference.
big impact, but for the patient as well,
Mm.
to have that access to simple medical information.
So yeah, to
Yeah.
answer your question, to complete that about
Yeah.
people saying about
Mm.
bad experiences, I acknowledge there are people that's got bad experiences, and sometimes it's difficult because we're also human beings. You come from your own house and you've got your own challenge, you got your own difficulty, where you're coming from this morning, your own narrative, which no one knows about unless someone
Mm.
asks you about it.
Mm.
Or if you have a long-term relationship with patients like for me, the beautiful thing about my consultation, I do see a lot of older people,
Mm.
because they come for the osteoarthritic injections,
Mm.
mature people, and it's amazing on a day when I'm not in a good space,
Mm.
how they will make me sit and ask. If I am asking them, so how are they doing? And they're like, no, how are you?
Oh,
They make me sit.
Beautiful.
And for me, it's like, that's almost a life-changing moment
Mm.
whenever you experience that.
Because
Because why?
you always the one taking care of everybody else.
They are genuinely interested in
In
your well-being. And for me, that's the beauty of
Yes.
what I do.
Mm.
There are very few moments like that. And even when I returned after being a week away from work and my dad passed away, all my patients that came to see me, because the appointment had to be rescheduled,
Yeah.
and they took their time to ask me, tell
you
me
okay?
Nice.
condolences, how are you doing, how's your mom doing? And for me, that was quite amazing.
They
Mm.
actually paid
Despite
attention. Yeah.
all the pressures, that just makes you realize that I'm exactly where you need to be.
Yeah.
And you
So it's amazing,
are
yeah.
That's beautiful.
you are valued
Yeah,
Yeah.
exceptionally.
small things
Mm.
and small things.
It's always the
That's
small
small
things.
things.
Always the small things.
Wow.
Thank you very much for coming through.
Wow. This
Dr.
has
Kroukamp.
been
It was a beautiful podcast.
it has been.
And very informative also.
Be sure to know we will have Dr. Kroukamp on for a part.
Yes, and also if you I
You
mean
wanna
we-
highlight anybody
we-
else?
We're dabbling in like we've said, we highlight ordinary people doing extraordinary things, and you are the epitome of that.
I was just
Um,
about to say now.
and
yeah.
especially you coming from your humble beginnings and that kind of thing. So you are someone to look up to and aspire to, and especially the
100%.
way you handle and do things, and focusing on innovation and the never give up attitude and kind of thing. I'm pretty sure we both can say we wish you well on your path further. And yeah,
I'll
innovate,
definitely be following.
create some more crazy things there along the way, so that we can have you
Definitely
back
following.
and say, we know that guy.
We
We know that guy. And maybe refer some of your colleagues, some specialists, other specialists, and things that we can also
Yeah,
tap
we-
into, like you said, the communication, and give the people the necessary information and tools and
Yeah.
stuff. And get the innovations and the things that you guys are doing, get it out there.
Yeah. I hope somebody from the hospital is watching this podcast at the moment.
Come pull through.
Take notes, guys. Take notes.
Thank you for watching this episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and all the beautiful things. It is the best way you can show your support. Anything
Amen.
you want to say
Amen.
before we go? Last words?
Last words. I think we are in a very amazing space in general, with lots of disruption, like you guys doing a podcast, lots of things happening, specifically for youngsters. I can just say that the world is your oyster. Everyone thinks you should go to university, become a lawyer, become a doctor. Follow your heart. Follow
Find
your
your
passion. That's the only way for you to be committed and dedicated. And I know there's a lot of parents that will disagree with me, because I know people that were musically talented and the parent wanted them to do something different, and they were miserable. I guess children realize that academics and having qualification is important, but let them enjoy what they're doing, because you never know what opportunity might come your way. There might be
100%.
opportunity, someone spot you in singing or doing something. Even I usually use the example of a garden boy. He does his work good. His employer will see he's doing good at something. Can see that he's meticulous at doing certain things. Later on, let him run errands with his vehicle. See he's good at it. Later on, give him more responsibilities. See that he can actually do books or computer stuff.
Progressive growth.
If you're good at something, someone will see you. At some stage, someone will see you, and things will happen for you. We all have something that we're good at,
100%.
even if we don't know about it.
100%.
So yeah, so just follow your heart, and I think that's, for me, that's important.
You heard it. You heard it.
You heard it. Your first in the
Dr.
put it.
Ronald Superman Kroukamp.
Nice.
This man has saved countless lives. Take the words he's giving, guys.
And
Peace
we
out.
out. Peace out.
Oh.